Hey friends, it's Marie at LivingFelt, and today we thought we'd bring you along with us on a little field trip to our local alpaca ranch. I'm so grateful to be back here visiting this ranch. It's such a lovely property and the alpacas are really friendly. We've come here before to meet the critters and actually buy the fleece, and so today we'll get to do that as well. We'll be visiting with owners Larry and Terry, who have a beautiful property here in the hill country. They keep it pretty much xeriscaped and native, and it turns out that their resident alpacas really help them with that. We'll get to see the guys up close and feed them. They're an all-male herd. Their average age is about 15 years old. Well, good morning. You guys are just like I remember. Just like I remember. So cute. Let's go to the barn. They're adorable.
The LivingFelt Direct Trade Program is one in which we work directly with small and family farms to produce their fleece. As part of that program, we love getting to know the farmers and getting to know more about their animals, right down to their names and cute personalities.
Oh, who is this one?
This one's Reggie.
Hi, Reggie.
And that one's Raymer. His fiber is the most beautiful. It looks
the brown
like
one.
Close to his skin. It is just beautiful.
One of the things we love about the Direct Trade Program is it gives more money to the farmers, which they always need to feed and care for their animals, but also that we get to hand select the fleeces and really select the people that we support over time. You know, very often people want to know that the animals are well cared for, and we thought that this would be a great opportunity for you to see the kinds of farms we like to work with in our Direct Trade Program.
Yeah, that's all I have. Can you get the last of it? There you go. Yeah. Alpaca are really docile animals and people will have them as pets. In Texas, it might be common for people to have them on their property for agricultural reasons, and they are pretty gentle with people. They might even be a little timid. They'll tend to maybe spit. Unlike llamas, they tend not to do that to people, but they'll do that between each other in defense of food. These alpaca are really fantastic for the local agriculture, and the grasses out here can be very fragile, going from really hot temperatures to really cold winters. And the couple chose alpaca because they eat only the tops of the grass, which, unlike a goat, would eat the grass all the way down and damage the grass. The alpaca will eat only the top so the grass can survive year after year. In addition, cattle would be very heavy and their hooves would really damage the grass, but the alpaca don't have that same issue. So all in all, it's a really good balance to have alpaca on their natural land out here in the hill country. The alpaca are free to roam the entire property all day and just go wherever they want. However, the couple has them sleep in one enclosed pen because they actually had trouble with a local canine predator that took out a few of their animals a few years back. So now they sleep in a pen just for their own safety, but otherwise they just roam the land all day and munch what they want. One thing I find really interesting about alpaca is they're known as latrine animals. They eliminate all in the same place. So wherever they go, there's like a great big pile of it. And the owners actually collect it here and use it elsewhere on the property in their orchards and their gardens as fertilizer. Alpaca poop is different as a fertilizer than, say, a horse manure because it actually doesn't smell. They're in these fantastic little pellets, and they'll just be stored around here on the property in various piles because they're ready to be used right away. Larry told us that the pellets actually aren't hot, so they don't need to be aged before you can put them in your garden.
These are Huacaya alpaca. There are two types of alpaca, Suri and Huacaya. The Suri fleece is long, more like hair, and grows in long locks. And the Huacaya alpaca fleece is more like a blanket. It's soft and crimpy.
Y'all shear them once a year, right? And so what's the average weight of a fleece?
We only take the blanket. We don't save the rest of it.
Yeah.
And I bet it weighs 2 pounds. I'm guessing. It's
a couple of pounds?
Because we don't.
It's very fluffy, but not very heavy.
And how much do they weigh?
About 150.
150 pounds. It's amazing because they look heavier.
They're so skinny.
Once they get sheared, they look half as big.
Yeah.
Look how thick it is. I mean.
Oh, wow.
There's about 3 inches of fur on there.
Wow. Okay, can you let me touch you without freaking out? Not really. It's like poofy, like stuffing, like quilt stuffing. It feels poofy. We're still in winter here, which is surprising because it's like an 80-degree day today. It's the end of February, and we're going to come back in April when these guys get sheared. Apparently, some of them resist quite a bit, but the shearers are local, and they work also with some local llama, and they're accustomed to shearing these guys. We've picked up a few fleeces today. These weigh a couple of pounds each, but I want to tell you they are so fine and so dreamy. They're going to be just wonderful for wet felting or needle felting. One of the things I love about alpaca fleece is that it is so easy to process. There is no lanolin, and it means you can be very gentle when you wash it and still maintain the lock structure. What makes that so valuable is you get to see the dark undercoat that's close to the body, and then the sun-drenched tips or the blonding of the tips. So they're great for use in realistic animal 3D or even portraits. So there's no lanolin at all in their fiber, and it just gets a little dusty. So it helps to really tumble it before we process it. But look at those beautiful colors. Because there's no lanolin in the fleece, you can wash it in room temperature water. It doesn't require a lot of agitation, and you can use a really gentle soap or even a baby shampoo. If you keep the lock in its natural formation, then you'll get to the benefit of the gradient color within the natural lock of the fleece. But of course, you can hand card it, drum card it, and even spin it or just felt it. Alpaca fleece is really great for people who are allergic to wool because it doesn't have the same properties. So people who are allergic to wool can wear alpaca. It's got some really interesting properties because it retains water and can really be a great temperature regulator. So it can keep you really warm. It's also really nice next to the skin. So I think if you're working with this alpaca, you'll know why so many people knit with it and crochet with it. You're also going to love to wet felt with it and needle felt with it. Bye! Thanks for the visit!
We had a great time at the farm visiting with Terry and Larry, and of course, all the critters. They're so sweet to feed and just to hear all their adorable little sounds. We hope you guys did too. This is the fleece we brought back, but soon we'll be sharing with you our visit back when we go back to see them get sheared. And together later on, maybe we'll process this fleece and turn it into something fun.